One skipper George.
Blackpot, Coco Show.
I begin with something that I've decided to title China Cassava in Ghana. China Cassava in Ghana. My brother, my sister. Now, for some days now, Ghanaians have been talking about Chinese cassava right here in Ghana. Chinese cassava being imported into Ghana. And many people have asked, is it that we don't have the capacity and capability to produce cassava in Ghana to the quantities that we want? We have to go all the way to Asia, to China, and import cassava. Now, recently, China also started exporting cocoa to the EU. And many of us were so shocked because if it comes to cocoa, then it's all about Ghana. Then it spills over into the Ivory Coast. In fact, Ghana has the best cocoa in the whole world. So when we heard China was also producing cocoa, we said, by what magic? China doesn't even have the climate for it. But we forgot that in these times, in these technological ages, everything is possible. Men are becoming women and women are becoming men. In fact, computers are even cloning human beings. My brother, my sister, remember we took our cocoa all the way from Fernando Po, today called Bioko. In the Equatorial Guinea, today there's not even a single cocoa pod right there inside Bioko, formerly called Fernando Po. So it's possible to also lose our cocoa and China will take it up. God forbid. But hear me now. Is Ghana really importing cassava? Well, the Agric Minister has come out to say yes. Ghana is truly importing cassava. Now, who is the Agric Minister? Osei Akoto is the Agric Minister. Remember, he was the same person who talked to us about food for jobs and whatever, you all remember. And he was the same person who told us about how plantains were so cheap in this country. And when we checked it out, it was all a bag of lie, as the Jamaican man would say, lies. My brother, my sister, China cassava is in Ghana, according to the minister. A minister who prides himself in the fact that he's made it so cheap in this country to produce food for jobs. Planting for food and jobs, he says. But hear me now, and you can see it. It says cassava imported from China. This is for industrial purpose. And that's the Agric Minister. This is laughable, isn't it? This is laughable, isn't it? Now let us go deeper into this so you would understand it properly. Now, it is a fact that Ghana is importing cassava all the way from China. And it didn't start now. It started from as far back as somewhere 2019. And according to the Agric Minister, it is not just cassava for eating. It is cassava for industrial purposes. In fact, they are actually importing starch, what we call cassava starch. And in 2020, Ghana imported so much cassava from so many different countries, including India, even Luxembourg. It went all the way to Egypt and even imported. Germany imported what is known as cassava starch, as you can see. My brother, my sister, it put Ghana at the 163rd largest importer of cassava in the world. Hear me now. Ghana continues to trend when it comes to cassava importation. We have been importing cassava from 2019. In 2020, we even went all the way to Nigeria to import cassava. We imported cassava from Nigeria. Now let us look at the truth or the lies about what the Agric Minister is talking about. Hear me now. Agric Minister says we are importing cassava starch. Now many of you would ask, what is cassava starch? Is it the same as kokonte? No, it's not the same. Now, cassava starch is different from kokunte or cassava flour. They are two different things. Now, cassava flour or kokunte is when you dry the cassava, and then after that, of course, you peel it and then you start to grind it into powder. That is kokunte. Or better still, cassava flour. Now, cassava starch is quite industrial. You would extract only the starch out of the cassava, and most of the time is so white, like you can see in that picture. Now hear me now. So Ghana is importing what is called cassava starch all the way from China, importing that from India, from Luxembourg, all the way from Egypt. What is the use of cassava starch? Hear me now. Now, cassava starch is used in so many different industries. Now, it is used for fuel, ethanol production. It is also used in the textile industry to make the fabrics hard and also to protect, in fact, the textiles. At the same time, it is used in the food industry. Listen, cassava starch is a better sweetener than sugar. Cassava starch is used in the making of candies. And even in food production, as in food that we eat that is not candies. My brother, my sister, so cassava starch is very important. Is that what the agric minister says we are importing? Now, it is also used in the pharmaceutical industry in the production of medicines, or better still, drugs. So you can see that cassava starch is very important. But let us look at this interesting thing, and this is where I drop the bombshell. Our Greek minister says, yes, we are importing cassava starch and not cassava. We have enough cassava in Ghana to eat. What we don't have is the capacity to produce cassava starch. So we are importing that from abroad. Let's look at it. Now, Nigeria produces about 45 million metric tons of cassava every year. 45 million metric tons of cassava every year. That makes Nigeria the global leader in cassava production. Do you understand what I mean? What I'm saying is that Nigeria is the highest or the biggest producer of cassava in the world. Next door, Nigeria. Now, in every state of Nigeria, they have the capacity to produce cassava. So cassava has become the most important tuber in Nigeria. In fact, it even gives them about 45% of the agricultural GDP. It means all the agricultural products and services produced in Nigeria, cassava alone takes 45%. In Ghana, it's about 44%, down to about 42%, from between 42 and 44%. It means it is also very important in Ghana. You understand? Now we are breaking it down statistically so you'll be able to absorb it better. Now, the problem with Nigeria is that out of the 45 million metric tons of cassava it produces a year, it consumes 40 million metric tons. That's over 90%. So Nigeria produces a lot, higher than the whole world, exports nothing, but rather eats 90% of the cassava it produces. But the 10%, Nigeria tries to use it for industrial purposes and possible to export a little bit of it. Did you get that? Now hear me now. If Ghana went all the way to Nigeria to import cassava in 2020, at a time that Nigeria is not even able to produce cassava starch, what did Ghana really import from Nigeria? Was it cassava starch or cassava? Should we break it down mathematically? Hear me again. Nigeria is the world's largest producer of cassava. 45 million metric tons of cassava. Now Nigeria produces that and consumes 90% that. The 10% left, it tries to export it and try to experiment with some production of cassava products with that industrially. It is still experimenting. Now, if in 2020, Ghana went to Nigeria and imported cassava, was it cassava flour or cassava tubers? Certainly it's cassava. The Greek minister is lying. It's a hopeless old lying man who has been lying from when he was born up till now. And I hate liars. My brother, my sister, Nigeria is still struggling to produce an ounce of cassava starch. Minister says we are not importing starch. I beg your pardon, we are not importing cassava. We are rather importing cassava starch. How do you import cassava starch from a country that does not produce cassava starch? Is it magic? It's statistics. Check it out, brethren. So, minister says we don't have the capacity right now to produce cassava starch. Is that how hopeless you can be? What do you need to produce cassava starch? Do you need Angel Gabriel to come down? With all the prophets and men and women of God around, none of them can, encourage you with prayer to be able to do this. After all, in this country, everything is done by prayer. Even our children go to write their exams and it's all about prayer, right? Things that you have to use your hands to achieve, we want to use prayer to achieve that. We need good roads, we have to pray. We are dying from guinea worm and coccidiosis. Let's pray. CD is falling. Instead of stopping the foolishness and looking at production ahead of importation, my brother, my sister, we are still praying, and we have men of God who are praying to seize the dollar and stop the dollar from rising so that the CD can rise. What buffoonery. My brother, my sister, it is clear. Cassava starch is the new thing. In fact, hear me. Nigeria has even gone ahead of Ghana to ban corn flour production. Or better still, corn starch. They are two different things. Right now, Nigeria is pushing all the energy through its legislation into cassava starch production ahead of corn starch. But Ghana is still sleeping and slumbering, saying, oh, we are importing it from China for industrial purposes. What happens to the planting for food and jobs? Or is it for jobs and food? You see, when we speak with facts and we bring everything out clear. Are you not ashamed that you're running all the way to Nigeria to go and import cassava when you had your independence long before that? Is Nigeria technologically ahead of you? What happened? A small country like Ghana you cannot manage. You have to go to Nigeria that is still struggling with Boko Haram and with problems that are too huge for that country. Watch it out, brethren. I'm proud of you, Nigeria. Continue being ahead. Yes, Ghana is the firstborn, but it looks like in so many different fields you have overtaken Ghana. To God be the glory. It is still on the one Ghana agenda. You import cassava from Luxembourg, a tropical product. You import cassava all the way from China. Are you okay? Are you okay, brethren? Lord God have mercy to the bongo clippings, man. So our Greek minister is a hopeless liar, and I do not like liars. You see it? Ghana importing cassava from China reveals how hopeless the country has become. And this is coming from one of the big heads of the country. My brother, my sister, this is the Black Pot, a.k.a. Kukushunumo, where we speak truth to power.
Go on, skip a judge.
Blakk Pot, Kukusho.